Hello, welcome to PCMag Live. I'm Dan Costa, he is Sascha Segan, and we've got a great show for you today. We're going to run down the top tech stories of the day. We're going to pull one cool thing off the shelf in the lab and show it to you live. And we're also going to get to some of your reader questions. Let's start with the big news of the day. Sascha, this is a story that's near and dear to you. FreedomPop has a new free phone plan, and it basically lets you use any Sprint phone or get an old HTC One Evo 4G, which is not that old, nice, kind of a nice phone, for $99. And you get it's basically get a phone for free for $100. Sascha, is this a good deal? Who should be looking up on them? Who should be hooking up with this?
Well, this is a good deal for light users because what you get here is 500 megs of free data, 500 texts, and 200 voice minutes. And the voice minutes are potentially slightly lower quality than regular voice minutes. We have to try this because they're routing the voice calls over voice over IP. So yeah, you know, it's not, oh my goodness, it's unlimited phone use for free. It's a little bit of phone use for free, and then FreedomPop starts making money when you start going over that or when you start buying their value-added services. But if you are in Sprint coverage and you want some phone service and you don't have a lot of money, this just looks like an unbeatable deal. It looks like an amazing deal.
So free phone and free service.
Well, not free phone. Okay, not free phone.
$99.
Yeah, there's a $99 phone. It's a 3-year-old phone from 2010. This is not going to, you know, appeal to any lover of cutting-edge smartphones. And then you can go on eBay and you can get any out-of-contract used Sprint phone and use that.
Of which there are many.
Of which there are many. So you pay for your phone up front. And then you bring it over to FreedomPop, and they give you this 500 megs of free data, 500 texts, 200 minutes, and if you like it and you keep using more, then you pay them.
That's great. That's great. And actually, talk about bridging the digital divide and making sure everybody at least has a basic phone and a smartphone at that. Kind of an important product, important news. You can read about it on PCMag.com, find out what all the fine print is. Also in the news today, the Oxford English Dictionary has announced their word of the year. And once again, it is a tech term or a tech-related term. Last year, in 2012, it was GIF. This year, selfie.
Well, I mean, I got to feel that the OED picks out these sort of internet culture words because they're trying to stay in the cultural conversation. I mean, when people think of the OED, they think of something dusty and stuffy and physical and up on a shelf somewhere.
They're trying to be young, they're trying to be cool with the kids.
Exactly, exactly. They're trying
just like us.
So, but yeah, so the word is selfie. What I thought was the most interesting thing about that was that they found what they think is the first instance of the word, and I think it was on an Australian forum in 2002. And what's funny about that, of course, is if you know any Australians, they have this whole language where everything ends with IE, like you buy a Prezi or you like go on Holly with your Rellies or something like that. So selfie is part of that whole thing, and it just became English. And it's so interesting to watch our language evolve and to watch, you know, crusty, stodgy, angry people say, oh no, you cannot use that word, it is not a word. But like there have been new words for every year for the past 1,000 years, you know? You look at any, language evolves, that's language.
And selfie, I guess, is what we're taking for progress now.
That's what we got now.
We made it so easy to take pictures that now we're obsessed with our own images and distributing them to all of our friends.
The front-facing camera, man, it's a revolution.
Also in the news, let's talk about a company that is suing one of its own users for leaving a comment on a website. It's suing a negative reviewer for $3,500, citing, and this is a company called ClearGear, for basically running down the company in a message board. And apparently something in their terms of service is allowing them to then sue this user for leaving this negative content, this negative comment on the site. This seems ridiculous to me.
Yeah, well, let's make it clear. Their terms of service are allowing them, okay? Nothing, you know, you can write anything you want in a terms of service, and it doesn't mean anything until it's been tested in court, okay? So they could say in their terms of service, you know, if you agree to this terms of service, you know, and you say something negative about you, the penalty is death. And that's not going to happen. That'll be tested in court, okay? They can say anything they want. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. But what they can do is they can threaten people, and they can hold the cudgel over them of saying, well, we have more money than you, and we're going to hire a lawyer, and we're going to run out your own personal money by making you hire a lawyer, which is the worst kind of obnoxious bullying, and I hope it backfires on these guys. But
we're doing the story. I mean, this is the thing. I mean, we're not just talking about trolling a website. We're talking about leaving a legitimate complaint on a vendor's website about their products, which has been that this has been part of the internet since its inception. And again, this is a company called ClearGear, which we are reporting the story, so I think it's already backfiring on them a little bit. You can go to their website, find out about their products.
I don't know if you can go onto their website. I think we were trying to go there this morning, and they seem to have gone underground because the whole internet now knows what an unpleasant company this is to deal with. I mean, do you ever want to do business with a company like this? No, you do not.
Yeah, I think this should be somewhere in some basic business 101. Try not to sue your users under any circumstances. And if you do, try and be a little bit more quiet about it, because people like us will find out and we will report on it. So good luck with that, ClearGear. Let's get to one of our questions of the day. We've got a question from Kareem, who asked by email. Samsung says that they've sold a lot of Galaxy Gears. I think the number is 800,000 Galaxy Gears. We've been talking about the Galaxy Gear. We didn't think it was a huge success. 800,000 sales would actually be pretty successful. But I think that this issue turns on what is a sale. Is it someone actually going to a store and buying a Galaxy Gear? Or is it somebody, is it Best Buy getting a Galaxy Gear into the store?
The secret of Samsung sales numbers is that Samsung does not apparently sell any products to actual humans. Samsung sells things to retailers. And so what they mean is they've had 800,000 orders of Galaxy Gears, which we in the industry refer to as shipped. I'm all about the air quotes today.
Yeah,
I don't know why that's going on. Yeah. So they've shipped 800,000 Galaxy Gears to Best Buy, to Amazon, to other retailers. But Samsung genuinely has no idea how many of them have made them onto the wrists of humans. And they're also not telling us how many the retailers have shipped back. So that 800,000 number, like, I don't think it actually means anything in the real world.
And this is actually part of, I mean, we're actually part of this problem too, because we all cover these stories about these shipping numbers when they get announced. The vendors send them to us. We report on them. We try to determine trends. No one ever talks about the returns. In 6 months, how many of those Galaxy Gears are going to get shipped back to Samsung because they haven't sold? And I'm not saying they won't, but I mean, that's the part of the story that gets underreported. So it's important to look at these numbers with a little bit of skepticism, which I think we do a pretty good job of.
Yeah.
Now it's time for one cool thing. We reviewed thousands of products here in the labs. Every day we pick one cool thing off the shelf and review it. And of course, it's the holiday season. There's a lot of shopping going on. We're testing a lot of, shall we say, unconventional objects.
With unconventional reviewers.
With unconventional reviewers, and we have a unconventional oven right here. This is, of course, the Easy-Bake Oven. Sascha actually reviewed this with his daughter, and you had a pretty good experience with the Easy-Bake Oven.
Yeah, I mean, one of the funny things about reviewing an Easy-Bake Oven with a 7-year-old is that it turns out that her appreciation and opinion on it isn't necessarily my crazy, picky product reviewer opinion.
No. Okay. She's a little less judgmental than you are after years of covering technology in business?
Well, ultimately, she's just thrilled that this little oven lets her cook stuff all by herself safely. And that she doesn't, like, there's no chance of getting burned, and she doesn't...
Is there really no chance of getting burned? I mean,
it doesn't open from the front.
Did you do everything you could to burn yourself with this? Did you safety test it?
There is one thing you can do to burn yourself, and we figured that out pretty early on, which is that, so the way you cook with this thing is, you know, you mix up your stuff, and don't use this mix, use like something Betty Crocker that you get from the grocery store. And you mix up your stuff, you put the tray in, you push the tray through, boom, you pull the tray out the other side. When you pull the tray out the other side, it's hot.
Metal is hot.
That is the one thing you need to watch out for.
The tray gets hot.
Yes, but Nina figured that out, okay, so we could cope with that, but she just loves the fact that, you know, she can be a little MasterChef Junior and cook without mommy and daddy having to look over her shoulder all the time. All right,
this is PC Magazine, speeds and feeds here. What's the wattage on the light bulb in this thing?
It does not use a light bulb.
No light bulb?
No, it uses a non-replaceable ceramic heating element with a multi-year life.
Okay, that's good.
That heats up to I think it's either 350 or 375. The one big technical problem I had with it is that this timer is not a timer. That's just stupid. A timer costs 2 cents.
It's a fake.
It's a sticker. You have to use your kitchen timer. Put a timer on here. A timer costs 2 cents. That's ridiculous. Yeah. No, the only control on here.
It'd be nice to have it tick as your meal was being completed too.
Or yeah, and ding. You know, when your time is up. No, the only control is the on-off switch. You slide your food through, you take it out, the 7-year-old is thrilled, she's got a little cake, everybody's eating a little cake, use a Betty Crocker mix, okay, the kids will love it.
All right, and the price point on the Easy-Bake Oven?
It's like 45 list, but this is one of those things where if you shop around and look at Amazon and look at sales and, you know, look at coupon sites, you'll probably find it for less.
All right. More great cutting-edge buying advice from PC Magazine. Sascha, thanks for that review. And you can read Sascha and Nita's full review on PCMag.com. Thanks for joining us. That's been PC Mag Live for today. I'll remind you to send your questions to us via email, on Twitter, on Facebook. We will answer them live on air. Tune in tomorrow, and we will be back. Thanks for joining us.